Hey you guys, welcome to Heyoka High Priestess. My name is Christy. I'm a seer, healer, and a Heyoka empath. And on this channel we talk about the truth, healing, spirituality, and divine justice. Okay. I have been contemplating on, speaking on downloads that, I get, because I know the people that refuse, to tell the truth. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's too far gone at this point. Like, it's been in God's hands this whole time when it comes to, my situation. And so it wouldn't matter anyways. But I was just thinking, it's like, I'm not going to give people more area to, make more room around things that they're like, oh, she knows this and that, But this one, I think people do need to know. And side note to all people that, and for myself, there is no need to be proving yourself to any of these people that have attacked you or, which is funny because all of these things have been done behind our backs. So I would love, and to the day one of these people actually can gossip to my face about me, or others. So we all know, the ones on the healing journey, you guys know where you're at. There is no needing to prove to anyone, unless they want to come up in your face and say some shit. And then if anything, half the time you're going to walk away because it's foolish and these people won't understand it anyways. It's just funny because even if you think about it, you're like, who would we be proving anyways, Because half these people that have done these shitty things, or gang stalking or anything towards you, it's like, have you even really been in their presence to know, right? And so why would we live in their energy? So we don't. And we also know we've already been crowned. We have. It's, I think sometimes the waiting period, at least, just like anything, it's it is out of our control. It's the divine. And he's just making sure he's lining everyone up to be surprised. And there's just going to be different surprises for different people. But even regardless from that, why we can sit here in peace, right? And just the only factor is, the knowing that we don't know the exact time, but we're not meant to know. And that's why to everyone that knows who, they know their story and what they've been through. They know the people. I mean, I know the people, right? But you surrender to God, and because it's going to be worked out perfectly. And it's not for all of us to know. And that's why we stay focused on ourselves. And when you are living your life and, doing your best not to be in the waiting period, you don't fear anything. And that's the beauty. That is the beauty of being covered by God. I'm not kidding. And the beauty of knowing you're not a backstabbing, cheating, scheming, stealing person. And you literally have nothing but to, sit back and wait for the show to begin, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So for any and all people, because I know I felt this, that feel like they have to worry, you do not. And you do not have to prove yourself to anyone, And if anything, you sit with the knowing and with God, and all your angels, ancestors have been there with you, for you, from the day one, from the day you even had to come to them and you were awoken to the dumb shit, So I just wanted to let everyone know, there is no fear on our side because we have nothing to hide. We have done nothing but fought for ourselves and been on the healing journey and took the higher road, and we will continue to take the higher road. And it's nothing, honestly, and I honestly send love and healing to all that want to think that we're playing a game with you or we're trying to compete with you. All of those intentions are being thrown out there into the universe, but coming from that person. So that's what ends up for that person in due time, right? Everything's been, time is sped up. So I'm just saying, you guys, it's just like, that's what the point of healing is, because just know no one's competing. And even, you guys, even when we think we're in control of things, like, sometimes you're not at all. Like, sometimes, God's like leading you down somewhere because he needs you to think that way for this situation or that. It's just, so I feel like, if you guys do ever, like, obviously watch other, like, say, tarot reads or stuff, and, obviously we all make things that are, if we're watching it, like, it becomes about us and stuff, but it's not. That's why you have to have discernment. But it's, don't allow, like, these things to get so attached to you or caught up in your head. Because remember, if we're going to take on, like, they're sending this magic or that magic, you're protected. Okay. Not only are you protected, but you create your own world. Like, what you're thinking is what, you can manifest, right? So don't allow the outside world, even if you are listening to something and you hear that, like, just know you don't want to resonate in it, then, because it naturally will then become for you. So that's why it's not this dark magic, all this kind of stuff, regardless of what they want to think about you, those are their thoughts. And so they're telling the universe that that's what they want. So that's what happens for them. The universe doesn't know when they say, like, Christy, da 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 da, you know what I mean? Like, no, it knows it's a vibration of what you're sending out there. So if you're angry and all of these things and putting out ill will, all of those intentions are being thrown out there into the universe, but coming from that person. So that's what ends up for that person in due time, right? Everything's been, time is sped up. So I'm just saying, you guys, it's just like, that's what the point of healing is, because when you've healed, or you've healed places of yourself that maybe things would, certain times you get angry or triggered. So when you heal and you look into those spaces, they become healed. So you're just not going to be affected, by outside anything. And that's why I wish, like, people that are sitting on the opposite end of it and, continuing to do these, like, spells and, putting all their feeling into it like that, like, dang, like, that's a lot of energy, right? But it will be for you, especially because you are not fixing those wounds within you that I'm sure at some point we all had. And that's just essentially is the whole point of all of this. We can all be, feel a certain type of way, but at the end of the day, it comes down to us making the choice to heal. And when you think about it, you wouldn't feel such strong anger or, half the time I don't even think many of these people really understand why they feel these feelings, right? Towards others. The jealousy, we can put the label on it and all these things, right? And so that's the first look. Why? What's going on there? And that's the first start of understanding there's something, say, within, like, say I'm using myself example, there's something within me that's creating this feeling, right? This energy within, like, that's uncomfortable. But if it's within myself, it's a piece within me only that I can look at and help heal. And why it's easier to, blame outside, and like an outside person or situation or whatever it is that you're in, because you're feeling it, so you're recognizing it, right? But half the time we're projecting it onto someone else, and that's running from that feeling because it's not the other person. Maybe there's a moment they reflect something back to you that mirrors something of a feeling that triggers the feeling. But half the time it's something that you have experienced from maybe a past wound, like a childhood wound or something that you can't grasp. Or we're just, half the time choosing not to look at these things. We still yet sit with the feeling. So we have to come to a conclusion, right? We have to feel better about it. So we must, center it on another. Make them the problem, make the situation the problem, I don't know, whatever you're in, make the fucking rock the problem, it's so, and then you can, but the longer we do that, the longer that problem sits within you. And essentially the ego will fight it so hard, right? Especially if you've really essentially hurt someone about it, or went down a whole path of lies and blaming other people for something that was just unhealed within you. That was so uncomfortable that we had to throw it at someone else and make sure everyone else believes it to be true, so we can, for just a second, forget about it and not feel it, and make sure that lie or that the projection is true. But this is the hardest truth. At the end of the day, you guys, it's gonna be the shocker of your life when it was always just within you. I say this is because we've all been there. I've been there. So when people, I feel want to be jealous of someone that, and mind you, is on here and looks like they have it all together. Sure, that's a video. Of course, they're going to do their best on their video, but who has it all together? And, if you cared really, you would ask that person, but yeah, this is what's going to be the hardest for everyone. Anyone that, and we've all been there, but anyone that wants to stay in that, and claim it as these lies and all these things are so true. And they're not. And I am not directly speaking to anyone, you guys. This is for all of us. This is for all of us, because we can, elaborate on things that are lies, or create, go down rabbit holes, or create at the end of the day. And why I'm sure all of this can be so annoying, and it is annoying, but this is what it is. It's going to be healing ourselves from day one until we do it. And guess what happens when you do look at those places? You and I trust me, God will give you moments of clarity. Why do you think we even run into certain people that we do? To be triggered, to awaken us. But then if we go down the hole of not wanting to feel it, not wanting to believe it, it's still there, it will still be there, and it will still be there until you look at it. Because it's just, it will pop up again, triggered again, not by that person that was triggering it before and it's all their fault. Another person and another person, whatever. It doesn't matter. And this, you guys, these are the hardest truths. And then, but if you go the opposite way and say, okay, I'm going to see what this is, you know, do a little bit of the healing, figure it out, be vulnerable, succumb to it. And so it takes some time, however which way your healing is, and then you heal that and you see it and you're like, whoa, okay, like that's just a part of my shadow. And now I know what it's from. Like a lot of times, you guys, it's from childhood wounds, or, you know, half the time those childhood wounds are not even your fault. And that sometimes those are the hardest to even, you know, to know where it's coming from, because it's coming from there. And you blocked it out when you were little because it was so traumatic, you know, but it's still in us, you guys. And that's why it is frustrating when we get triggered and all of that. But it's, we got to stop fighting ourselves. And just to be right. And you know why we like want, we think we want to be like, you know, I don't know, like looked at in a certain way, and like we need all this attention, and we want to be liked, and we can't be alone, and like we need so many friends and all of that. That's because we haven't practiced loving ourselves and taking the bold risk. We think it's a risk, but the bold move to take care of ourselves, you know, when we start feeling like drained from even doing all like making sure we always have it, we're always on for like all our friends or whatever, you know, it's like starts there. It will start there, and but we're not honoring ourselves of like what we really want, you know, because we gotta. That people pleasing, or we don't know what they're going to think, you know, if we say no. But when you do take those little moments and just honor yourself and, you know, take care of yourself and not feel the need to or like feel like you don't need to worry about FOMO or whatever, that's when you have stepped into a healing moment. That's when you're allowing yourself to be in that truth, to stand in that truth, to even experience, like, will you feel better? Will you even be feeling like you like FOMO? Or will you feel like I did the right thing and I needed the freaking rest, and yes, all of my friends are still there. You know what I mean? But we have to honor our vessels, our bodies, and what we feel. And some of them don't feel so good, but so how do we make that not so good feeling that is only in ourselves better? We gotta look at it. If we never want to feel it again, you have to heal it. You have to figure it out. And what's the most important thing? You, right? If you want everyone else to think you're so important, well, you better think you're the most important person. And I can promise you this, when you go with what you really want to do in those split moments, because those are moments that God's even showing you clarity, like, it's okay to make the choice for yourself, okay? And not everyone's going to be mad or anything, but you're honoring yourself. And I'm telling you, that's when you are improving yourself. That's when you one day might have the people jealous of you because you've healed. But it's hard. It's hard sacrifices that feel hard in the moment. But that's when you will feel better. Not only from the fact that you listened to your body and you took the rest, or you know, and maybe you worried about the FOMO for a second, but you were more energized the next morning, and you know, and God saw that. And that's knowing yourself and not caring what others may think or do. And that's you taking your power back without you even like knowing it. but you were honoring you and your feelings and what you knew was best for you, even though, yes, of course you were going to miss out. And I'm using this as an example because these are the small moments, you guys, that we think are like, not a big change, but it is a big change. And that's, God sees like you're taking care of you, and that's you moving forward and healing you. I know it sounds silly to like go so in depth on this, but you guys, like this is how it works. It's like a lot simpler, or, I mean, it is. It can be simple. It can be simple because your body and your soul, when you don't fight it, when you don't let the mind and the thoughts and like what others will think and get a hold of you, and you listen to your body and go with that, even if you don't think it's going to be like the best option, but you just do it, you just try it. It's overall, those are moments of like choosing ascension, choosing to be closer to like your peace, choosing to be closer to no more triggers, closer to success for yourself. And when you start making the choices for yourself, regardless of, what everyone else wants to say or think, or, but it's for you. Where everything we do it should be like, for us first, that's everyone should be doing that, like everyone should be doing that. You are the most important person in any room you walk into. You need to be the most important in your mind, in a healthy mindset. So I'm just saying, like, those are the moments that it starts, you guys. And that's how you then get to moments where you're confident and you're not being triggered by others, because you took those steps to get there to where you don't have those same feelings of being triggered by others, because you listened to your body and what you knew you needed for yourself, and that was the right choice. And when you continue to do those things in your life, like in our lives, when we continue to do the right things for ourselves, that's you being on your path. Okay? That's change. And it feels nice. It feels good. It feels free. It feels free. And then you're like, why wasn't I doing this before? And then, you start to think differently. You start to like different things. It's a process. It's an ongoing process. But you have to want to listen to your gut feelings, those moments of clarity, the moments where even sometimes know the right choice in life, and down to like, should I continue like this gossip and lie? Do I actually agree with this kind of stuff? Or should I take that bribe? Like, it's like, I'm being like dramatic about it, but these are things that what leads us down the wrong path when we're not listening to truly ourselves, because we're trying to fit in, or we're giving up our power because that person, I don't know, like said, you'll be fine. They don't know that. So, you guys, the more we heal, the more clarity we have, the more confident we become, the more knowing we are of ourselves. And no one can take that from you. And you would never allow them to, because if anything, you'd be on the other end of it because you've healed, and you can actually look at others then and see like the other side of it, the side that you were sitting in before, where maybe they're not on their path, or like, but you have compassion for others. This is where we build and remember our true selves, and not be so distracted by what others what we think we have to be, when in reality, when you're in those group settings, like trying to all like, be the best in it, it's like, look, you're either all just in it trying to like up one another, right? Or you're just listening to other people. But at the end of the day, if something goes bad, it's just you and you. All I'm saying is we can all, strive to like, have what maybe others have, right? But half the time we don't even know how they got there, right? Or we can be envious and jealous and like want to take it from that person, which is not possible. But, you can try, but you want to be at like whatever you're looking at, right? Thinking it's better or bigger or whatever. But we all have that chance to do that, right? And it's not just gonna become you. You have to go through the steps, like the healing steps. I mean, ask anyone that became an actress or whatever. I mean, they went through the grunt work to get there. And when you do take those steps on, with you and you, right? You fight past the fear feeling, and you take those steps, and then you feel, you feel better, and you feel a little bit more confident, and you keep moving in that flow, that ebb and flow of it. And then, like I said, you won't feel those feelings towards others again, and it'll be silly. But it's I mean, the healing path can look different for all of us, but what it does have to be is truth. Like, you can't like fake it. You can't fake it, and that would just be like crazy silly, like waste of time, but because your wounds know if you've healed them or not, your triggers still are there if you've healed them or not. So all in all, I mean, I can't change anyone, and and we can all be mad at it or accept it, and because it just is. That is what I've come to. It just is. We can fake it all we want, but why would you fake it? What would be the point of that? So we all just need to do a little bit of the work. And it's for ourselves. It's not like we're like doing all the work for somebody else, But yeah, and then you see things differently. Like you're clear-minded, and and then you really see the opposite side of it. So, and it's no one's on the wrong side or the right side. And it doesn't matter anyways, because it's all just for ourselves. It won't get you anywhere unless you choose yourself to do it. So, yeah. Okay. And I'm going to end this video here, but I will come back and tell you guys these downloads. This video just got extra long because I was rambling, but it sounds silly to have to not have to. I felt the need to, even for myself, to bring myself back even to, clarity and to have compassion. You guys, that's when we get to learn, like, what does hurt our feelings. And if that hurts our feelings, then that, I'm sure it hurts other people's feelings. We're all built quite the same, we all have them. And it's nice. It's nice to know that we have them. We have feelings and we do care. And we are flawed. We are flawed. We may mess up again. We all mess up. And it doesn't matter. It's just the growing path. It's just the path you're down. You go down. We all have to go down it, and we are all different, and that's the beauty. And we get to all go at our own pace. That's the next beauty. And we really get to find ourselves again, and see how silly we can be, and how much energy sometimes we put into things that are so outside of us that we really can never change, never really know if the spell hit or not, you know what I mean? Like, it's that. And so, when we just realize at the end and in the beginning and wherever we sit is just us and us. And if you really want to feel so like true power power, like to be truly empowered, is the healing path. Yeah. You know, is the growth, is where you can be recognized by other people and see clearly, and they see you clearly. But it will be the respected type of power you want to stand in. The where people want to work with you type of power, you know, where they see your truth without you having to tell them and explain and blah, 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 right? Because truly, people that know thyself, know themselves, don't really need to say much at times, you know, and they don't care to sometimes. That's when you learn the most, really, when you're silent and just listening, right? So it's quite great when it's just that push to do, and accepting yourself and saying it's okay. Like, it's okay to feel uncomfortable because I'm at least going down my path. So I hope that was helpful. And yeah, you know, and I want all of us to get to to these types of places, you know, and not feel like we have to be anyone else but ourselves. Yeah, because we can all get there. And it is the, I know it's annoying to say, but it's the healing path. It is. So don't be faking it till you make it, guys, because, you know, don't let yourself stay stuck in it. You're just fighting yourself, you know? Yeah. At the end of the day, like, everyone falls away. You got you. So take care of you. Take care of you. You know, you want to be able to hold yourself up. But I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one for the downloads. All right. And I really do. I love all you guys, and I send you guys so much healing and love and love and love. If I could heal for all of you, I would. If I didn't, wouldn't become like a depleted human being. No, but we all want to find our own personality, and what, you know, it's like it is finding yourself again. You don't even know what you really like until you take time with yourself. And trust me, by the end of it, you will need your recharge time. You will need your alone time. You'll be like, oh my gosh, people, you know. All right. I love you guys.